Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. If you're one of my regular viewers, you know I'm doing a bunch of albums that are outside of my normal repertoire. If you've just stumbled across this album is outside of my normal repertoire. We are talking about Dirty Vegas. 72435399862. That's what the number sequences is there. Okay. Didn't bother looking at the information on that one. Not gonna bother looking at the information on this one. So I just discovered this when I went to pull this out. Now I got this secondhand from I think my father-in-law came from. My father-in-law dumped a bunch of old CDs he didn't listen to or didn't want anymore on me. So I've been going through quite a few of those. That's where a lot of these have been coming from. And I don't know if this was a production purposely done thing or if this was just got damaged over the years or something. But it feels really weird and crusty, like the pages were stuck together on the sides. And I'm just gonna, show you the artwork real fast here. So, when you hear Dirty Vegas, the pictures definitely have a Dirty Vegas kind of vibe. And I'm wondering if the content was purposely made to feel crusty and weird, or if that was just a weird and now uncomfortable fluke. Okay. So, let's get into this album. Oh man, this is gonna be something. The album opens up with I Should Know. Nice and light. It's a pretty intro. Moves into a standard beat with a dreamy like vibe to it. The vocals the whole way through, the way he modulates his vocals puts a bit of a wobble on them. I'm not sure if he's panning it, phasing it, maybe a combination of the two, a little bit of light reverb in there. Gives it a more of a dreamy like atmosphere on his vocals the whole way, which is kind of nice. I do enjoy it. I think it could get a little monotonous if it was on different stuff, but for this album and this I believe it's two guys, it works. From that we go into Ghosts, which just pushes that dreamy vocal thing, makes it very clear that that's going to be the style on here. It's just par for the course. Musically, it's upbeat and fluffy, but it's just kind of your basic. After that, we get into Lost and Found. This is a heavy club style beat. This one's kind of got a cool vibe to it, recognizable if you grew up going through the mid 90s into the late 90s and whatnot. If you ever watched the movie Trainspotting, it sounds like it'd be perfectly at home on the Trainspotting soundtrack, except for the fact that Trainspotting was 95, 96. This was 2002. So to me, this is already like in retrospect of the retrospect, it's kind of dated. Days Must Go By. All right, so I knew this song. Thought this song was somebody else's. Thought this was a Fatboy Slim song. I understand why I know this song, and man, I remember this song getting played everywhere. Everywhere. Honestly, it's not a bad tune. It does what you need. It would be. It's a good track. I mean, I don't know if it's a track I'd go out of my way to listen to, but if I was putting together stuff that was based out of, if I was putting together a mixtape or a mix CD or whatever, I would throw this on there for, like if I was doing a dance techno-y kind of thing, Throwing Shapes. This one just sounds like background soundtrack music from The Matrix. Once again, this would have been after The Matrix, so definitely would have taken keys from there. Candles. Okay. This one actually sounds like a trippy little band playing some jazz funk fusion. It's actually a good tune. I enjoy this tune. This is one of those tracks that could be enjoyable in a mix elsewhere. It may end up in a mix of mine somewhere along the way. It's not a bad tune, honestly. All or Nothing. The acoustic guitar parts on here are really decent. That's about it. And I haven't mentioned the acoustic much at this point because, it's in there a little bit, but not all that much. This is when it really kind of comes out. And the acoustic mixed with the techno electronic stuff, it becomes a regular thing from here on out with quite a few of the tracks. It really works in most of the cases. I really do like it. I actually enjoy the acoustic guitar work more than I enjoy the actual music or the rest of it as it is. From there, you get into Alive, 7 a.m., and The Brazilian, which are kind of like this on running, yeah, whatever kind of tracks. Nothing special, nothing unique, nothing ooh to them. It's just basic kind of electronic club dance music kind of stuff. Then you get the officially listed last track on the album, The Simple Things Part 2. This one's interesting. It's both simple and basic, and still interesting at the same time. There's the acoustic guitar that I've already mentioned on here. It really does kind of pop. You get some electric guitar going towards the later half as well. I'll get into that as I get to it. There's a lot of, the electronic elements which just kind of carry it and give it the pulse. Just the acoustic in the beginning would be kind of boring. It actually reminds me a lot of Sam Roberts' Brother Down. So if you took that song and then gave Brother Down kind of like a techno-y kind of mix to it, electronic-ish dance club mix to it, that's kind of what you'd get out of this. But then it slowly turns into another brick in the wall part 2. Right down to including a cool, trippy electric guitar solo. It's a good way to end out the album, in all honesty. Is this an album I am going to keep? No, this is part of the I'm trying to review them and get rid of them kind of things. Days Go By, yes, I will definitely keep a digital copy of that one. Candles, I will definitely keep a digital copy of that one. Simple Things Part 2, I may keep a digital copy of that one. Those 3 tracks are about the only 3 tracks on this album that I really found worth paying attention to, for the most part. Lost and Found, if it wasn't for the fact that it just sounds like it's a rehash of stuff that had been done, over the prior 6 years, that could be interesting, but, I just put on my Trainspotting soundtrack. Now, there is one other track on this album, and that is a hidden track, which is an acoustic version of Days Go By. This one kind of has more of a coffee house kind of vibe to it. Even instrumentally and everything like that, it sounds like it could be performed just with, a very light alt percussion, world percussion, mixed with an acoustic guitar. Me and my buddy Tim used to do kind of something similar. Well, he still does it. He does it with a ukulele. I used to join him playing the cajon and, shakers and tambourines, stuff like that. That's what this sounds like. It sounds like it would be a version that me and my buddy Tim would have done together of Days Go By. Not a bad tune. I personally, not an album I'd listen to. 3 tracks on it that are worth preserving to some degree for one reason or another. Outside of that, most of this album to me is just throwaway. It goes back to what I was saying with that Christina Aguilera album, that if this had been cut down to less tracks, there's 12 tracks on here total. If they cut it down to the 4 tracks that I actually think are worthwhile and had cut the price on it drastically, it might have made more copies. Might have sold more copies. You might actually still hear of Dirty Vegas to this day. Maybe some people still do. I'll be honest, I didn't know who Dirty Vegas was when I threw this CD in, and then I hit the one track and went, oh, I thought that was Fatboy Slim. Don't know why I thought it was Fatboy Slim that did Days Go By, but I did. No. Anyways, folks, those are my thoughts, those are my views, those are my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts and views and opinions are. That's what the comment section is for. Let me know, is there other Dirty Vegas albums out there? Anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. Peace, love, take care, and don't forget about the link to Patreon below.